Hey everybody, it's Liam Lander here with the Small Wrestling Alliance giving you my review of the July 18th episode of NXT, and I'll tell you if it was worth it. So this night started off with a match between Dakota Kai and Lacey Evans, and I'm not that into the match. It's a, you know, underdog comeback match, and which the underdog didn't even come back as Lacey Evans ended up winning, and it's not my style. I wasn't really that into it. If you kind of like that, maybe you'll like it more. I feel the crowd wasn't into it for most of it, but yeah, I didn't think it was that great. And realistically, the show could have probably done better without it, giving more time to other things. I'll get to that. Not to mention, I don't know what they're doing with Dakota Kai. Uh, After they had the whole stuff with her and Shayna about her being afraid of her, I thought they were gonna turn that around and have her conquer her fears and beat Shayna for the championship, but she's kind of nowhere near that, nowhere near Shayna or the championship picture right now. So hopefully they change that around, or else she kind of really hurt her character. But either way, I wasn't that into the match. I don't really care that much that Lacey Evans won. I'm more bothered by Dakota Kai's loss, but still, you know, it, I don't think it was worth it. Anyways, let's go to the next one. A very quick match uh, with Cassius Ohno versus a jobber. Very short. It lasted less than the entrance, and it's very interesting because it sets up the possible Cassius Ohno heel turn, because he act very much like a heel after the match was over and everything. And it's difficult to say if it was worth it or not because it was so short. So I say just watch it, because like I said, it's real short. So it's not too much just to watch it and I guess see that. If you're interested in what Cassius Ohno, what they're doing with the character, it could be a good revival for him, because he hasn't really been, well, he's been losing a lot, and which is basically setting up the heel turn anyways, about losing, and hopefully it's better than what they did with TM61, because they kind of had the same idea behind it. But let's see, it could be really good for his character. Anyways, that, like I said, really really short, difficult to say worth it or not. It's basically like a promo of video package, which we get a lot in this episode, because that's when we go into entire streak of them. We had one hyping up the match next week between Aleister Black and Tommaso Ciampa for the NXT Championship, which was a really good video package. They do a really good job with those well produced, well edited video packages. We also have one for the Street Profits. That's just one of their. I think they took it off of Snapchat, so that's kind of what they put up. And these aren't really that good because they're just kind of done by the wrestlers. But for what they are, they're fine. If you like the other Street Profits stuff, it's basically in the same line of that. Them hanging out, trash talking, playing some basketball and training. They're calling out TM61, who beat them through cheating. So it looks like they may have another match coming up. Anyways, if if you like the other Street Profits stuff, you'll probably like that. If you didn't like the other Street Profits stuff, you probably won't. And so it's okay with me. After that, we had the next one was the War Raiders. They had a video package set up going over their history, how they got together, interview style, kind of like what they did with CM61 as well. It's kind of interesting because you got to see some of their wrestling in progress because of that working relation, and even more interesting is that they showed off them holding the IWGP Heavyweight Championship belts, which is the New Japan Tag Team Championship title. though they can't show any New Japan matches, of course. They do show pictures that they took in Japan, like in front of the Tokyo Dome, and one with Tanahashi. But of course, they can't show any matches, just personal stuff. So I thought this was a nice video package, much like the TM61 it was. And I thought it was real cool. Thought it was worth it too. And then we get to the best of all these promo packages, and that Velveteen Dream, and it was just great. It was one of my favorite segments of the night, wrestling or non-wrestling, and it was just wonderful. I'm probably gonna watch it after this video. Probably watch it pretty regularly, maybe every Wednesday before NXT. I'll go back and watch it, because it was super fun, Velveteen Dream's just really great. And it's also pretty cool because he wasn't calling out anyone in particular, so it's kind of just a general promo that I think if they bring him up to the main roster, when they do that, they probably just use that for their for his vignette, and hopefully the main roster audience understands where it's coming from and loves it as much as the NXT crowd does. But yeah, really great video package. And that's all the video packages they had, and like I said, they came just about in that order, just one after the other. Not that big a fan of that, but I mean, they only had 3 matches, so they're gonna have to stack some of them. And after some commercials, we finally get to our main event, which was a triple threat. It was before a fatal 4-way, but Bianca Belair is hurt. Hopefully she recovers very soon. Very promising career there. So hopefully she comes back and is healthy and everything. But it's now down to a triple threat between Kairi Sane, Candice LeRae, and Nikki Cross for the #1 contendership for the NXT Women's Championship. And the 2 negatives I would say about this match is, 1, it wasn't really given enough time. By the time everyone was in the ring and starting the match, it was about 12 minutes left of the episode. And also, you had Shayna out on commentary. And normally when you put wrestlers on commentary, it's not really that great. Especially when, like Shayna, they're not really that great on the mic. So those were kind of 2 negatives here, but everything else was very fast-paced, a lot of action, really great sequences and everything. And it's just really good, and eventually Kairi Sane pulls out the victory and becomes the #1 contender for the Women's Championship. And I think that they're going to have a really great match at TakeOver Brooklyn. And yeah, so that was definitely worth it, main event there. Definitely go check it out. I'd say probably everything but the first one match. I think maybe everything else, maybe you can skip the Cassius Ohno if you're not that interested with what they're doing with him. I would say you can skip it, but everything else was pretty solid. I'd say go watch it. And yeah, so it was kind of a weird episode of NXT because it wasn't great all the way through, but it had some really great moments in it. So above average one, but not great. Not like last week. Last week was much better, I think, overall. But anyways, if you like the video, you can leave a like. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to the channel. And you can share it to all your friends and enemies. And you can also hit the bell to get notified for when we go live. The Small Wrestling Alliance, as a group, we go live for most pay-per-views in WWE and some outside WWE, like some Impact and New Japan stuff when we can. And we also go live for our podcast every Sunday at 1 p.m. Central Time. So you can go check that out. It's called Shooting with the Smoky Family. And yeah, I mean, you can follow me on Twitter at Liam_SWA. And until next time, see ya.